Hello, hello, hello to ladies and gentle ladies, and of course, fellas of all ages. Welcome to another episode of the one and only Foxhound Show. Today, we'll be back with a little auto chess first, then maybe switching some gears to some Pokopia. As you can see in the bottom there, we got some new boys. That's the tiny monster haven. Down in the right corner, you'll see our little Jurassic doing his thing. He's a very nice dude, nice friend. He's a very good guy. We like him. We like the little monster haven. The monsters have some food. They got a fight every now and then. You'll see a little fight bar pop up in the right corner at some point when he starts engaging in battle, like right now. Look at him go. That's a Jurassic just doing his thing. Gonna punch some dude's lights out. Way to go, little fella. Do your thing. In the meanwhile, I noticed that my alerts weren't playing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of testing before we jump right into the game. Bear with me. Beware with me. We're going to open up the stream elements and I'm going to do a little test emulation here. Subscriber 1. Does it play anything? Does it do anything? Any of these working? Follower event. How about that? Come on. Play. Play an event, Streamlabs. Yo, why are none of my things doing? Tiltify, Donut Dive, merch events. Yo, like, what is going on? Why does none of this appear to be working? Should be live play and stuff, right? Preview, expert overlay, sure. Let's try to do this. Preview it. Okay. So we'll make a little mini window there. And then, sheesh. Alright, I'm gonna try to mess around with some stuff and see what I can do. So there's the mini window. We put that there. We put this here. Just give me a moment. I am trying to get any of these to actually play anything. It doesn't appear to really want to do much of anything, and I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. I keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch the time go while the pendulum swings. Is it like not tied to anything? Alright, I'm workshopping. Give me just a minute while I'm trying to workshop this. For some reason, stream elements is not elementing the stream. So you guys will just have to deal with a tiny little monster in the haven down below doing Monster Haven things, fighting their Monster Haven battles, while I figure out exactly why this thing doesn't want to work. Okay. I hit emulate in Streamlabs while stream is live. Nothing happens. Alright, teach me what I'm doing. If hitting emulate in Streamlabs does absolutely nothing while you are live, it usually means your streaming software is lost its secure API connection to the Streamlabs servers, or your browser source cache is frozen. To fix this issue immediately, refresh the browser source cache. Fastest fix. When your stream goes live, okay. Overlay still comes up, but no events or alerts happen. Chat still appears in stream. Alright, let's see what happens. If your overall layout overlay displays correctly and your chat functions perfectly, it confirms the internet connection is active, but the underlying real-time API is specifically for your alerts is decoupled. Alright, disable source hardware acceleration. An active stream heavily utilizes your graphics hardware. Open settings, navigate advanced tab, scroll down to source header, check enable browser source hardware acceleration, and click done and restart the program as administrator. Separate channel from individual Twitch alerts. If you're utilizing a custom overlay theme bundle in your current alert, my alerts are set up through Twitch directly. If your alerts are built through Twitch's native dashboard rather than Streamlabs, the connection behaves differently when chat functions properly, but the send test alert button in Twitch does not trigger anything in Streamlabs desktop or OBS. Usually means the browser source has lost its data layer. Enable the alert set toggle on Twitch. Twitch allows you to build multiple alert sets, but they will not broadcast data if the global set is turned off. Open your browser and go to the Twitch Creator dashboard. Navigate to the alerts. Look at the active alert set on the right. And for the enable switch, ensure the box is checked or toggled on. Alright, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Just try one more emulate a follower event. Anything happening there? No. Not even slightly. Not even in the slightest of orders. Let's see. How to send a test alert directly through Twitch. Open your browser and go to your Twitch Creator dashboard. On the left side of your bar, hit alerts. Select the specific alert that you want to test and open up. Look to the left-hand column inside the editor. So the alert you want to test. At the top of the editing screen, look for the Send Test Alert button. Alright, here we go. Here we heckin' go. Let's open that in a new tab there. It's the Creator dashboard. I'm moving over to the other screen. And then we'll go to alerts. And let's edit alerts. Move follow. And then edit multiple. Alright, send test alert. Yo, did it do anything? No, it did absolutely nothing. It did absolutely freaking nothing. We'll switch tabs to the Auto Chess so I'd actually be able to see something. But, yeah, that did zero. It did freaking zero. What the freaking flippy doos, dude? What is going on here? Hitting send test alert does nothing in live stream. Alright, find out what's going on. Does nothing in the live stream. Show me. If hitting send test alert inside of Twitch dashboard specifically fails while you are live streaming, it means the secure connection between the active stream video payload and the Twitch's backend alert server has desynchronized, isolate, and fix. Fix Streamlabs built-in alert configuration. And because you are streaming using Streamlabs desktop, the software naturally tries to route data through Streamlabs server. If your alerts are built directly on Twitch, the two systems will conflict and cancel out incoming web signals. Open the Streamlabs desktop settings, go to Stream or Virtual Items. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this nonsense. Alright, Streamlabs. Show me what we gotta do. This is live fixing what we're doing now. Live fixing. Alright, go to the dashboard. Now, what are we doing here? Go to stream or virtual items. Streaming tools. Overlays, elements. Stream elements. Activity feed. Go to the stream or virtual items menu. Check if you have Streamlabs alert widgets active. Overlays. I have that. Elements. Didn't create any alerts yet. New element, maybe? Start from scratch. Alright. Options, menus, dashboard. No, I'll speak it into it. Activity feed, revenue history, streaming tools including overlays, overlay galleries, elements, media requests, desktop ads, sponsorships, revenue, chatbot, and loyalty, and other. The menu layout you're describing wants to stream elements, not the native Twitch dashboard or Streamlabs, because your alerts are built through a specific platform. Hitting the send test alert directly on Twitch will not do anything because your streaming software is listening for Stream Elements browser source. To fix this, get your emulations working instantly. Follow these steps. Locate and copy the correct URL. Once your tools live inside Stream Elements, you'll need to grab the unified overlay link. Look at your left-hand menu and click Streaming Tools My Overlay. Alright, overlays there. Find the custom overlay you built or the template you chose from. Click the edit and look at the top right of the screen. Click chain link icon. Find the custom overlay you built. Template you choose from the overlay galleries. Click edit to launch it. And look at the top right corner of the screen and the chain link icon. Okay, we did that. Open the Streamlabs. I don't think I use Streamlabs. I don't use Streamlabs. I don't think. Got it. Mistakes. Since your menu layout especially features streaming tools overlay, you are using Stream Elements to manage your alerts. Here's a copy direct overlay link. Open your browser and go to your Stream Elements dashboard. Streaming, my overlays, edit. Got the link. Check your OBS Studio source list. Open OBS, check your sources. Double click browser source that contains your Stream Elements overlay. Select the entire text inside the URL. Delete it and then paste your fresh Streamlabs link here. So we'll go ahead and try that. Okay. I think, well, it's playing inside OBS. It's just not playing on screen. We'll do overlay. And then URL. We'll paste that. And hit OK. The notifications are happening in the activity feed in OBS, but none of my custom animations that are uploaded to the Twitch alerts are playing, and there are no messages within the in-stream chat. This specifically behavior happens when OBS is securely tied to your account data via plugin or dock, but your screen scene is lacking the right graphic layout layer. When the OBS activity feed logs an event, it proves OBS is connected to the backend. However, the screen remains empty and chat does not overlay on the video. Let's just type in like hey here and make sure that that's happening. It should be. Overlay should be first and foremost. Typing a message directly into Twitch chat does show up on both the Stream Elements preview and the Twitch chat. Typing a message in your Twitch chat populates both your Twitch dashboard and your Stream Elements preview window. It confirms that your account permissions are perfectly synchronized. However, if these messages still do not appear overlaid on top of your video feed, which it doesn't, the video feed in OBS, it means your active OBS scene is missing the correct browser layer, or the layer's visibility is hidden. Relink the dedicated chat. URL, OBS verify your canvas layer order. The overlay is still at the top layer, and the visual elements that I created, such as JPEG and PNG pieces, are still there. But as I said, alerts do not play. Sheesh, man. This is a nightmare. This is a freaking nightmare. I hate trying to fix OBS on the fly. If your static design pieces, etc., show up perfectly on your stream canvas, it means your OBS browser source is successfully leading your Stream Elements overlay file, but the specific alert box widget layer inside that overlay has broken or was accidentally deleted. Because your overlay file contains multiple elements, the graphics you built in are appearing, but the code that listens for the alert is missing. Re-add the alert box and the widgets to your layout. So that means maybe that's it. Because I got like a chat layer. Maybe I'm missing an actual widgets layer for alerts. Is that what's happening here? Hidden when active. What kind of window is this? This is my alert box. Oh, is that the problem? Is that the problem? Maybe I gotta do something like this. And then blow this alert box up nice and big. And then let's try playing an alert on this thing. Alright, emulate a subscriber event. I probably need to save this first, right? Alright, that's done. Now emulate a subscriber event. Anything? Anything. Absolutely not. Of course not. Man, I hate OBS. I hate OBS. I hate Stream Elements. I hate the whole thing. It's all broken. It all sucks. I'm not able to do nothing. This is a nightmare. I hate it. All right. So maybe it's another window entirely. And alerts, alert box for subscribers and followers and cheers, merchandise, hype group, Copenhagen, store redemptions, engagement, countdowns, contests, giveaways, media requests, subscribers, credit roll, labels, static, seasonal, stream tools. In theory, this should have worked. Making the box nice and big should have worked. And it's not working though. Alright, re-add your alert box. Open, look for the left for your screen. If you do not see an item called alert box, new invisible box will appear in your screen. Drag it to scale the box exactly where you want your alerts to pop up. Look at your layers. Ensure the eye icon next to the newly added alert box is clicked and open. Is there a... Yeah, that's correct. It is open. Click the save button on Stream Elements. Crucial. We did that. I'll click save again. Clear memory. OBS will continue displaying your old layout, the one until you clear its cache memory. Open your streaming software, double click browser source that holds your stream elements URL. Scroll down to the bottom of the pop-up menu and click refresh. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into here, go into the overall URL. Let's just replace it. Refresh cache of current page. Okay, that's refreshed. Retest using only the Stream Elements emulator. Alright, let's give it a shot now that that's refreshed. Emulate. Subscriber event. Gifted subscribe. Nothing. Still nothing plays. Alright, come on, fix yourself, dude. If you have verified that the alert box widget is in your Stream Elements layer list, you have hit save, and you cleared the OBS browser source cache, but the test button still triggers nothing. The Stream Elements website OBS have lost their backend communication token entirely. This happens when your Twitch login credentials freeze, they sync in the background, forcing a fresh data connection. By running through these deep fixes, fix the global volume mute in Stream Elements. Stream Elements has a hidden toggle that mutes all data animations globally. If it's active, hitting emulate will do absolutely nothing. Open your browser, go to the Stream Elements overlays, editing canvas, click on your alert box, look at the left sidebar and ensure mute alerts or disable alerts is unchecked. Alert box 1. Yeah, alright, settings, follow alerts, charity, settings. I mean, everything's checked. Okay, do I gotta do it directly through this? Like, even if that's the case, shouldn't I be able to see this? That's all checked. Charity and Dono, position and style. Sure. Huh. We'll emulate it again. No. No, all that is there. What in the hell, dude? What in the hecky heckin'? Page on the website, top right corner of the feed, ensure the speaker icon does not have a slash through it. There is no speaker icon. Disconnect and relink Twitch to Stream Elements, the handshake fix. Alright. Settings have all alerts checked. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright, forget it. I'm gonna just start and screw it. I'll figure out this crap later. I'll do like a test item stream and just mess with it. Your browser source URL is broken, or your web browser extension settings are blocking WebSocket and connection code entirely. Because your JPEG, PNG overlays are rendering perfectly, your streaming software is processing the link correctly, but the live data triggering being stripped out by backend settings. Run through these final solutions. Preview on live stream checkbox. That is correct. That is. Click the emulate button on the bottom bar. Look above the list of events, followed by the cheer. Preview live on stream. It is checked. Disable browser source hardware acceleration in OBS. Open OBS Studios. Click settings. Sources. Uncheck the box for enable browser source hardware acceleration. This processing spike can cause the embedded web player inside OBS to instantly crash or reject interactive elements like alerts. I don't know. Screw it. We're just gonna start. Screw it to the abyss. I do not care. I do not care. Screw all this nonsense. We'll save like that. I'll open up a test stream later and see if we can't go it. Screw it. We're just gonna go ahead and start playing. I've had it. I give up. I'm beaten, I'm bruised, I'm bashed. I got this crazy good freaking subscriber animation that I put together, as well as follow and train and garbage, and none of it is playing. So you know what? We just jump into it and we just play. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take out my frustrations on some dudes. Gonna go and get like a couple of number ones instantaneously. We're just gonna force some rage quits. Everybody's gonna give up before their even round 10 is done because they just see the writing on the wall, and we're gonna go from there. Yeah, mad about it. Absolutely mad about it. In the meanwhile, though, you guys can see our new V-Pets in the bottom screen doing their bottom thing, especially while I'm betting my bottom dollar and bottoming out. Now, why is this thing... What happened to my Tiny Monster Haven? What happened to Tiny Monster Haven? Really? Is everything gonna break today? Is literally everything I have gonna break the moment that I click on it? Why? Tell me why, stream. Tell me why, Twitch. Tell me why everything. Now what? Is it working? Did I get my tiny monsters back? And now all my displays are broken. What in the world? Yo, I can still hear this thing going off. Yes, continue. Oh, jeez, what are you doing? Continue and slide. What? What now? Did it work? It appears as though it worked. Alright, the monsters are tiny and they are havening. We got a bunch of food. We'll load in. Where's our little dino? There he is. Alright, take some snacks, friendo. You need to eat up to get big and strong. You got a lot of food that you need to chunk down. So we'll just feed you until you're nice and full while we're loading up there. Just eat everything, dude. Don't hold back, just munch. Consider yourself like Edward, the artist, and munch, my friend. Yeah. And a little more, and you should be very happy in just about a minute. There you go. Now he's a happy friend. Now we can close out your little box, friend, and there we go. Let's get into it. Get into it. Alright, who do we got here? We got King Keldeo, Minty, Wok, and I didn't even see who else we're up against. Whole bunch of nonsense, that's what I see. Alright, what are we playing today? Obviously, we gotta let fate decide. Whatever first box we're in front of is what we're gonna take. Alright, we did manage to get this portal before that, dude. So it was like fire and floral and other nonsense, regions that do not spawn together. So let's see what we end up with. And what are we up with? This is fairy, floral, and wild. Do we want to try a wild run? I kind of want to try a wild run. But yeah, we'll do something like this and get these two dudes in there. Yeah, let's do wild. I haven't done wild in a long time. So let's go ahead and try that. See what happens with a little wild, and that should be fun. Alright, so we got Spearow showing up. We need at least one Wildmon additionally to start boosting our chances of actually finding somebody. Pidgey, he would be interesting for a flying synergy setup, right? But no, we want a Wildmon of some ilk. That's Fearow already. That'll take. Yo, I gotta be able to find at least one wild dude, right? Although, early Melian is not a bad get. It's a fairly strong mon. Yeah. Early Melian is not a mon that I am upset to see. Alright, do we want more of this? I think we do. Yo, is this gonna be a Zardy B run? Is that what I'm seeing? Because, it's looking maybe like a little Zardy B is gonna happen here. Fennekin. Where are our wild dudes? Is there really not gonna be one? Fine. We'll roll down. No. There is no other wilds showing up at all. No Monster Hunter wilds. No wild crats. No nothing. So you know what? Maybe the answer is that wild's not gonna happen. Maybe we're looking towards flying, right? Because you become flying once you become Zardy B, right? Yeah. Maybe what we're doing is flying. Flying nice and high. So that's a shell bell already, which is not bad on just about anybody. What do I put that on? Like shell bell and then Manaphy egg or something? Aqua egg is not bad on this. Something like this I could live with, and then this can come in right here, and I guess maybe we try for flying then, considering wild is denying us absolutely existing. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with it. Yeah, put the line something like this. Let Charmy do Charmy things. At least for now. Maybe wild happens, but it's not looking like it. Alright. So good old Charmy B goes off. Big damage. Big explosion. And we're done. That'll do that. Clear them up nice and brightly. That is another flying man. Okay, the game has declared that we are doing a flying run. That's what we're doing here. None of this really matters that much. I guess the safe play is to add Tangela to the old mix there and then toss them immediately. And then we're gonna wait till the GDOS fight to really try to roll down for additional levels of Charmy there. And then we'll try to see what we can manage to get. So, Charmy B it is. But yeah, I gotta figure out exactly why my alerts are broken to pieces. Cause, yeah, that should not be the case. I got all these alerts set up. Not even the built-in Streamlabs alerts are playing, so this is... Yeah. Yeah, something's broken. Something's broken in severe and sincere ways. Do we manage to get through the Zazu? We do, but we don't get through the Squirtle, I don't think. I mean, Squirtle's quite not good, but it's quite good enough with an upgrade on it. Okay. Do we want to roll down at all for levels for anybody? And are we close already? No, we want to be all the way up in their faces immediately. That's a Gracidia flower. Do we care about the Gracidia? I mean, it's pretty good as a group buff. Yeah. And I mean, Shaman becomes a flying type, right? In the worst case scenario. This can be a slam. I think that's actually a useful slam. Alright. Should be going nice and fast now. Yeah. Crew is turning them inside out, though we are getting chunked significantly. Alright, Charmy B doing Charmy B things. Chewed on them. Made them into a delicious pancake. Alright. One more match, and then we roll for levels. And see who we can manage to bring onto the squad. Ideally, we get Zod. But if Zod doesn't happen, I'm not, like, heartbroken about it. Yeah, so what are we looking for? Like flying 8? And who are we looking to go through? Are we looking to flying fighting synergy tree, or like flying bug, flying fossil? There's a lot of different options here. I guess we kind of find out what our secondary synergy is when our unique happens. Yeah, Charmy B throwing additional is doing good. The Gracidia flower is also doing bonkers work. Yo, actually, great stuff, POV. Alright, we're sitting at a solid 30. What else do we want? More ability casts is probably good, especially if we're going to be relying on Zard damage. If we get Zard. No guarantee that Zardy B actually shows up in full force. We're already, like, halfway there, living on a prayer, but, yeah, we need a total of 9 Zards, right? And now we're sitting at 4. So yeah, we're not even really halfway. Hoping that we can get enough nonsense. But now that we got some additional add-ons added to the field, it's never a guarantee. Never a guarantee. Big Bird with the freaking helmet is going to be a problem. That is definitely a problem because he is going to out-damage us to a billion degree. Well, yeah, Big Bird is big. He's a very, very big bird. Nah, I ain't getting through all that. Yeah, that bird is big. Bird is big. Alright, so that's Magby. We don't care. We're going flying, right? So we want to pick up every flying option that we've got here early and try to get those going. That's Pidgeot doing Pidgeot things. There's another Charmeleon. I think this crew should be strong enough to break through most of that nonsense. Yo, Charmander is shaping up like a possibility. Yo, I'm not saying nothing, but that's Zard. That is an early freaking Zardy B, friends. Do we care about going down for, like, Pidgeot or Quackable? A little bit. We'll go down to 10 looking for those. I know that's an immediate Eldegoss, which is a nice get early, but I can't justify it. Alright, we actually got kind of a cracked little setup here. These dudes, level 4 flying with a fully evolved Charizard already is just bonkers good. We can get that thing a Soldu. Charizard's basically DPS for the next century. Alright, we made to maneuver around the Zagoon. Perfect. Just what I was hoping to see. Alright. Oh, that's another flying dude. And Scyther, is that our only flying option? Appears to be. Does it go Scizor if we can manage to get it a Metal Coat? How would we get it a Metal Coat? That's the better question. Alright, flying types, I mean, true damage twice, right? So that means it wants to cast a lot. You know what? I give you a Manaphy egg too. Everybody gets eggs all the way down. Let's break through them. Because that's immediate. It's not relying on charging up like a Soldu. It just starts with nonsense available. Yeah. And this will synergize well with the fact that flying types want to be zipping in and out. They got iframes and stuff. So anything that gets them PowerPoint generation is probably doing good. I should probably switch the Torchic with the Scyther in the lineup though. That should probably how that goes. Alright, Scyther's chewing on him. Zard and Scyther are both chewing. We managed to get through a Shuckle team. Shuckle teams are very defensive usually. It's only Rock Synergy 2 though. So, we were still doing a lot of damage through there because he just don't have Rock set up. Alright, that is a sound unit. Sound is potentially dangerous to be adding into the mix. So instead I'll add this. A ground type team could pull a little nonsense, but we're kind of okay with the idea that nonsense may occur. Alright, so there's our front core. We got Pidgeotto. Do you attack at a range? You do, so we'll set you back a little bit. You can do Pidgeotto things from the rear line. That ought to help. That ought to give us a little bit of assistance. Yeah, something like that. But maybe I'll try setting up my new, or setting up all of my custom stream alerts, because I got them saved to the old PC, right? So it shouldn't be that much of a nightmare to re-upload them directly through Stream Elements, and then maybe that'll do it. I could also, well, the problem is my chat's not going to appear in stream though, and I want the chat to be able to appear in stream, and I can't do that without an overlay. And that there is the rub. Now, do we want a Silk Scarf? Honestly, the Mach kind of makes a lot of sense if we can manage to get one. Yeah, the Silk Scarfs are gonna be, they're actually not popular at all. I thought dudes would be clamoring for that, but I guess not. But yeah, Scyther with a Mock Scarf actually seems like a bonkers mon that can just do crazy bonkers thing. And with, again, flying iframes, anything that's gonna be setting up with just sheer presence on the battlefield is a nice get. Now the question is, what do we want to see here? What's like the big get? I guess getting up to 50 and just pumping in levels to try to get that synergy up to 6, because it's a big boost between 4 and 6, right? Yeah, it adds an additional fly. Yeah, adding an additional fly is kind of pivotal. The breakpoint at 6 should help quite a bit. Alright, Donnie D is doing Donnie D things. It's got a Tatsu in the belly. Does not manage to get through super fast Scyther and big damage Zaribi. Very nicely done. Chunked that entire thing down. As a matter of fact, you know what? We can afford to buy Ditto here because it doesn't bring us down a tier. So we'll just buy Ditto so we can get a fully refreshed shop. Don't know what kind of mon we're looking for. Maybe more Swoobat, because Woobat is a rear liner and we're kind of lacking rear line. That is a mon that we will pick up, I think. Do we care about Golbat though? What are the flying mons are we looking for? Ain't gonna be Butterfree or Beedrill, I'll tell you that much. Starly would not be bad. Rufflet's a wild, so that's a give and take if it shows up. Mincemeat is probably not going to happen. Rookity would be nice, though. Tailo, Torchic, Togepi. I feel like there's a lot of better options than Throughline with Zubat, but Flying Sound is interesting. Because there is... that coincides with the Swoobat, right? So, maybe. Zaribi is chunking down a lot of nonsense. Doesn't quite get it. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just isolate all of this nonsense and get it out of there. Alright, we got another Ditto. Dude, the Dittos are showing up with a vengeance. We'll do something like that for now. I think we can afford the re-roll. That's Rufflet. There is a Rufflet. Do we care enough about Rufflet to add it? It's pretty not bad. But it's better. Crush Claw is better on a wild strat than it is on a flying strat. So, yeah, we ain't worried about it. Ain't worried that bad about it. I like the Rufflet. The Rufflet potato chip. Ain't really doing it for us, though. Yeah. I think we want even more ability casts, right? Using those flying iframes to our advantage. Something like that. Maybe not a bad idea. Yeah. Otherwise, Rufflet would be a very good get, but, not with our current setup. That's Golbat. That dude is on lock immediately. What else can we afford to get here? There's another level for Zuby. Zuby Dooby Doo, where are you? That's another Zuby off the bat, huh? Do we just, like, spend to get Quack? Or do we do something like this? And get this thing up to snuff immediately? Yeah, and there's Rookity already. That's not a bad get either. Alright, so now we just need to add mons to the field because we got all of our ads. We just need the levels. Yeah, this'll do. Question is... well, we know what we gotta do. We gotta add Swoobat first, so that's gotta be a leveling option that happens there. Yo, we are not really doing the damage here. Oh, and that thing had a revive on it? Nightmare Fuel, dude. Nightmare Fuelerinos. Alright. 4, 8, 12 gets us underneath that threshold. Throws Swoobat in there. No swooner did I see him. Then that swoobit swooped down from the swooshing heavens to swoo all of my friends. Alright, we want to get Golbat in next and get that sound synergy going, because I think that's going to help. Swoo into bat, as it were. Alright, show me what we got. Show me some sort of victory here. Hit 'em up style. Broskies. You know, my tiny monster haven might be a little too high up in the stream, which was I was afraid of. So we'll just go ahead and drop that a little bit. Let's go to the VPET and just drop this dude down just a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's a lot heckin' better. Alright, so now we go back to the game. And, yeah, we lost that last one too, huh? Lapras is offering a ride to another region. We want a Soldew. We would love to have a Soldew, which means we need a good old spoon. Good old spoon friend on Scyther makes a lot of sense. We're doing true damage that's going to cleave through defenses. You know, we will buy both of these, but again, Golbat is the dude that's coming in. But yeah, show me a Soldew, slam that on Scyther, see what we can do for true damage. Yeah, 80 true damage a pop is not terrible. Something like this. Get him casting nice and quick. We'll do something like this, make sure he's wrapping around the outside. Zadi B's kind of chunky enough where I think if we give him a defensive item like a King's Rack or something, he should be doing just fine. It's just a matter of trying to get Scyther in a position where it's doing work. And then we should be alright. Okay. We're up against the Zagoon here. Scyther comes in, starts charging in a little bit. It's getting crazy amounts of PowerPoint value. Crushing through that. The lack of regen is hurting us a little bit. Yeah, because that thing healed for how much? 57. Lots of block on the Ice Team though. But that's natural. Ice Team does that on the Natch. Here's the Quack coming in above anything for the flying fighting synergy. Honestly, Fearow is kind of outpaced here by just about everything. We can sell that and move in like dash to the furthest reachable enemy and stealing 1 defense from all enemies in the path. Sure, we'll put that on Corviknight and then we'll buy the Ditto. Alright. Yeah, this thing should, if it gets the chance to go off, help a little bit. Alright, do we manage to get through? We did get through that team, so the Chespin team crushed. Activating our Crush card. We're stage 18, so we're quickly running out of options here. So we need to go up in level and get another Flying Mon on the scene. Like I said, probably gonna be Golbat that wants to come in. Although we're gonna have our Legend option here, so. But I do want to get Sound 2 synergy, because that's just gonna be too useful for us to pass up. Yeah, Sound 2 is too good. Are we gonna make Crobat happen? Crobat is a dream. I don't think the Crobat dream's happening. We need the space, we need the room. Is Quaxley gonna happen? What other flyings are we looking for? Like, we got Doduo could be a thing. Obviously, we got the Vulture. That's a thing. Yeah, I don't think Quaxley's happening either. It's a very, very decent mon and gets the fighting synergy up, but we don't have Hawlucha, right? And none of the flying legendaries are flying fighting. So, well, I mean, there's the Galar. There's the Galar dude, right? That is a possibility. Before we commit fully, let's see what we got. I'm gonna be kicking myself if we didn't go and at least try for the Crobat and we get like, what's the dude? It's one of the Petulant boys. It's not monkey. Okay, that's flying fighting. So I guess maybe Good King Quack does have to happen. Alright, 4, 8, 12. This thing comes in, and then this is a halfway decent item on it, so we'll throw that in. We'll move it something like this. Yeah. That's not terrible. So now we got Fighting 2, Fire 2, and then we need Flying 8 as soon as we can possibly get it. And that... I don't know. We don't really have a great item set up for this, although it could maybe do what Zard is doing, but I'm hesitant to lose Zard considering how much damage that thing is actually putting out for us. Considering what Zardy do, but I think the Kicky Bird might just be able to use those items better. I got no way of removing anything from Zard. I mean, I'm gonna miss having Zard's AoE if I choose to can him, right? But additional bonus damage means that it does indeed do things. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to switch gears on the old Zardy B. I love Zard, I really do. I don't think it stays. As much as I love Zard, I gotta get those items back. I'm sorry, Zard. I do apologize. Kicky Bird, you're up front. You're gonna get these. Didn't have a choice, Zard. Wish you could have stayed forever. But we are not on a Fire Day team, so that means the AoE burn is just not doing what it needs to. And then this comes up front, this comes here. So we got a front line and a rear line now. We are in a flying region, right? We are not. Alright, so I'm gonna have to use Lapras to go to a region like, I guess Pidgeotto region is probably fine. Alright, Galar Bird is doing Galar Bird things. It is punching pretty hard into things that are chunky like the Dozo. But, yeah, I don't think we're getting through Volcanion. That thing is way stronger than anything that we got. I don't think Kickbird really even comes close to Volcanion. Although the damage numbers suggest that we actually did a lot more damage overall, or at least equivalent. Our mons are not as strong. We need Flying 8. That's what we need, and we need to turn it around. Give me... Alright, he took that. I guess maybe Stardust kind of makes a little sense here. It's either that or the goggles, because we're getting status to heck and back. But yeah, we'll try Dust. We shall indeed try Dust for a little bit. I think we just go all the way down and then... There we go. Now who comes in is the question. Is it the Quaxwell? Is that the dude? Or is it the Vullaby? It, I think, is gonna be Vullaby. That gets us Flying 8. Now we have lots of dives going on. That should help with the bird's HP regen. And we see what happens. And then after this fight, it's rolling down to see if we can't make something happen. But yeah, Volcanion is just objectively a little better than anything that we've got. I mean, Kickbird is trying. But no, we ain't getting through no Volcanion. Volcanion is just a superior legendary. 100% it's superior. Don't even need the rest of the team to be doing anything for Volcanion. Oh, we need to switch regions. Throw this on. Yeah, Lapras, take me to another region. Snorlax is interesting. It doesn't really help us. All aboard. You're taking forever to bring me to where I gotta be. Okay, that's Quaxwell. Do you come in for Pidgeotto? Yeah, you might. Fighting 2 goes off. We'll see what happens with the bird strats, if this makes any difference at all. Buzzwole with the fighting strats, they're going to mitigate a lot of nonsense damage that we're doing. Mitigating our healing too as a result. Yeah, no. That legendary just doesn't do enough. So immediately a 5th place game. Actually, compared to how I thought it was going, that's a little bit better than I expected. Alright, let's check on our monsters. How are these guys doing? Looks like Fields could use a little work too. What about our Money Sitch? Our Money Sitch is actually looking quite good. Alright, so what we want to do is we'll just buy another one of these. Buy some more of this. Throw that there, that there. Give me some leaks. Sometimes you just gotta take a leak. You know what they say. Sometimes. And then this goes down. And there. And then this. There we go. That should stock up our fields again. Our boy's probably pretty crunchily hungry. So let's go ahead and harvest some goodies here. Restock the fields. Alright. And then, where is he? There he is. You know what, you hungry, pal? Why don't you just go ahead and munch on some stuff here while we let our fields restock. And our match is just about to begin, so we'll just make sure he's nice and fed up. You still got a lot more room in that tum, huh? Alright, feed you the rest of whatever we got here. And then you're gonna be nice and fed and happy. If maybe we buy another monster. Yeah, you go ahead, eat up, big guy. You do you. We'll harvest some more of the rest of this nonsense. Just want it to do its thing. Can I not grab that? I guess not. It might not be mature yet. Yeah, something like this ought to do just fine. And then we'll restock the fields as necessary. Oh, we got snow. It's winter in the old monster universe, huh? So far, I'm liking this little V-Pet thing going on. It's a very nice V-Pet friend. Alright. We'll take that. Huh. Looks like bombing proficiency's doing halfway decent. Something like this will be fine. Should keep nice and fine in the cold of winter. Alright, here we are. Who are we up against? We got Mime, Charlie, something, Belotic, Oranges, Mr. Mom there, and Argent. Alright. Okay, B monsters, you do your thing in the corner while we go ahead and do our thing. Well, not V monsters, this is Tiny Monster Haven that we got playing in the background. Okay, what do we got? Yo, let's go silly. I want to win. I want to win, that means we play ice. If you want to win, you play ice or you play ghost. That's how you win. That's an interesting ice, man. Because ice lacks real physical damage. There's a ton of ability damage, lacks real fizz. So we're going to go ahead and grab that through it immediately. Yep, that's how we play that. But yeah, Gala Zap was interesting. That appears to be more of a fighting mod that enjoys the resistance of fighting rather than being able to capitalize on anything that flying wants to do. Which is rather unfortunate. Alright, this is an early Glaceon, which we will indeed take. I will take a Glaceon 100% of the time. That gets us Ice 2 synergy that guarantees at least one Ice Portal spawn. I want to, before Gary, get up to Ice 4. And then I think we're probably cruising pretty good. What do our regionals look like? What are our regionals? The Toddle, that's fine. And then Daru the Maka. I don't so much care about the Daru. It's gonna be a while before we even get the chance to see that dude. You know what? Show me the crit for Ice Cream. Ice Cream likes the crit. Mystic Water would be better, but this is not bad. This is more ice. We will take this. That gets us up to the Ice 3 synergy, which is actually quite nice. Now, what do I want to come out of the beginner zone with? I'd like to come out of it with Celio and Piloswine. And then one other ice mod that can be like a tier 1. But yeah, Piloswine and Celio are kind of key to my whole... Soon I'll be playing and streaming some Pack 2. Yo! Hey! Nice. Good luck to your games. Hoping that they cruise quite well. I might have to come in and spectate and see just how you're cooking the other teams. Just so that I can get a chuckle as my own game turns into an ashen wasteland of nightmares. So maybe you'll see me just pop in every now and then. Let's see here what we got here. Geez. Show me... Okay, that's one of the 2 things that we were looking for. Show me the other 2 things I was looking for. That was Citadel. Shoot! I'm not focused, man. Too busy thinking. Okay, dial in, lock in. Show me more nubbins. We'll grab it just to have it. I want the... Okay, Celio. Another step towards Celio is never a bad thing. Glaceon will do a lot of heavy lifting here, which is why I'm thinking that we can afford to roll down, because that should, with Ice early and Glaceon, I think streaking is definitely a possibility. Once we have Celio, and if we can grab that Citadel, make that dude come back, or if like Shelter or something appears, that's Celio. That is an instant Celio. Forget everything that I said. I need nothing anymore. I am happy just to let this roll. Again, Citadel shows up. Glalie is a boss. All of the Icemons are bosses. I don't think there's a bad Icemon. I actually don't think that Ice has a bad mon. Like, Jinx does nonsense, Frigibax is just strong, Snover changes the weather, Glalie is a beast, Darmanitan is like okay. Like really, for an epic, Darmanitan is a little underwhelming, but there is no such thing as a bad Icemon on the regular gets. Legendaries, the Arctovish, Arctozolt, they're both fine. Cast form sucks, but I mean, it's not a dedicated ice, and it doesn't, like, suck, it's just not amazing. Cryogonal's a beast, Delibird can do silly things as long as it's got Shell Bell, Ice Q is crazy in the snow, Iron Bundle is an animal, Lapras is the young goat, and Rotom Fridge it's a Rotom. Rotoms cannot be bad. Yeah, there ain't no such thing. Yo, Piloswine can carry you. If you can get an early, if you natural or like roll under 10 to get a natural Mamoswine, you don't even play anything else. That becomes your unique. Your unique is just fluff then. You build Mamo and Mamo just carries your entire run. I have seen it happen more times than I can count because its damage is just already so super strong. You throw a couple of defensive items on it and young Mamosh with the AoE, I mean, it's just better Zard, right? Because Ice Synergy is immediately useful where Fire has to wait all the way towards the end game. Yeah. Yep. It lags for no damage whatsoever and just can instantly come out, start swinging. If you get young Mamo, you're in a great position. So what are we looking to roll into? Just the Citadels. Just the Citadel is the only thing that I'm really focused on trying to grab before Gary. Before Mr. the Dose. Winning here will get us the 20 and then the interest payment. Oh, we're up against... Yeah, they got no Ice Synergy on their Mamo, but they got a lot of slammed items. I want to, if I can, hold off on getting slams just because this board state is already so strong. I don't think we need them. And I'm not sure 100% that I build into because I'd rather Like, a scope is not the worst thing, but a green orb really, I don't think carries us here. Although, this is pretty convincing to go ahead and slam something. Yeah, early slam on the Mamosh might actually not be a bad idea, just to keep it throwing. For now. At the very least, it means that there's no way in world. Thanks, just snowball with the T10. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Ice is like... So if Fairy normal is the strongest duo synergy, I'd say Ice is the easiest synergy, right? Because, like I said, there's no bad Ice mons. If you're running Fairy, there's certain stumbling blocks you could come up with, you know? Certain mons don't necessarily do all the greatest things. Yo, is that natural Zard? How much did it take you to roll that Zard, my friend? 11? Yo, that natural tier 3 Zard off of 11 rolls and all evolved mons? Yo, what is that? He hacking? Is that brother hacking right there? Because there is some crazy, nonsensical nuttiness. Yo, did you see that board state? Zardy B. Look at that! That's basically natural. 11 rolls for this. That's 9. That's 12. That's 15. That's 18. That's by stage 9, 18 key on point picks with only 11 rolls. Broski actually has the early game fire dream. Yeah, that dude is that dude's not playing. All right, let's see what we're looking at for 10th level friendo. We got ice portals showing up a little bit. That's the nearest one. Please, nobody be playing Psychic Fairy. All right, we got it. Somehow we got it. Chinchou's in the pool. I love Lantern. I love Lantern, not necessarily in this game, but I love Lantern in the main games. Playing mind games with Volt Absorb and Water Absorb is just so peak fun. All right, Delibird is our obvious choice, right? Or heal them based on luck. So we want a loaded dice. We need a loaded dice, which means that we're really looking for a magnet and an ice block. Never melt ice would be quite nice here. And we're not even in an ice region, which is not very nice, if you ask me. Still, a synergy will help to do a little bit of work, but is there anything here? Like Jinx, I guess? Because it is a psychic region, but I think that's like a general mon. But Citadel can show up here, so I guess that's fine. He might have to temporarily slot on, like, sound in order to make good use out of our mons. We'll see. We'll see what shows up. We might get a really good unique that shows up, or rather a good regional ad. A regional ad could be quite nice. Alright, Glaceon is helping mitigate our damage problems a little bit, but Mawile is just too chunky. Not with Lombre getting a million in the back row there. Alright, this is Ice. We're working towards it. Does Gligar have any bonus for us here at all? Not really. I think for now, we just roll down a little bit, or level down a little bit. And then afterwards, we worry about rolling down. Even having another Swinub on the field. If we could get another Piloswine, even though it doesn't add to our synergy, it adds value. So, worst case scenario, that's actually looking halfway decent. But we'd ideally like to get up to level 6 before anything else, and then worry about it after. I guess This getting slammed onto the slime makes a lot of sense, so I will just go ahead and do that next round and see if we can't keep that thing alive a little more. We're just lacking damage. No ice cream means that we just aren't hitting for nearly as hard as we should be. Okay, this is our opportunity. Show me that magnet. I'm like in the middle of the pack, so I should have a good chance of grabbing it. Or not. Or yes. Give me the okay. Officially, Delibird is no longer a liability. That is luck on the bird. That is no longer a problem for us. So, that's unbricked. If we get crit set up, maybe the bird with the crit is not bad with the boots with the fur. Alright, bird with the crit, the boots with the fur. There we go. Big Pilo. A big Pilo indeed. Give me this, and then we start rolling down a little bit to see what we can find. What do our ads look like? There's Smoochum, there's Jinx. So that's gotta be... Well, that's an instant grab. Because we're getting close to wall rain with that. Getting over halfway. Shiny Wimpod, looking schmexy. Okay. Hopefully Big Pig is gonna start doing work with that. At least the ice type is also helping mitigate some of the ability damage that we're taking. So that helps quite a bit against certain teams. Especially against water. Water likes to cast 24/7. Especially with its PowerPoint generation. So ice is a good counter to a lot of water nonsense. Which is certainly something that we want. Okay. Show me something amazing in my rolling pool. Show me, like, good old Jinx friend or something. That ain't no Jinx friends. Ain't nothing there that we're interested in. Nothing there. That's ice cream. That is ice cream. That's a Piplup. That's a bird. That's a Ditto. Yo, all you gotta do is complain. All you gotta do is complain into your microphone and the game takes pity. Remember that. Write that down. That's a meta strat right there. You won't hear the pros tell you about it because they're hiding it for themselves, but 100% that's what you do. Okay, so next match, we're swapping out the Nubbins for a better man. Is basically what we're looking at. Alright, and we get what out of this? Do we have any chance of being able to get through any of this? Not 100%, no. Man, we were close though. That was really, really close. We just lacked a little bit of something. Which, with ice cream, probably would have won that one, so I should have swapped that out to begin with. But, we at least get Ditto. We at least get Ditto, and Ditto do what Ditto did, and therefore, straight Ditto. Alright, throw the ice cream in so we actually have a backline. Now, what are we looking for? Oh, that was Smoochum. Should have grabbed that. Fluff, dude. Too fast on the clicks, dude. Though, that's another level towards Celio. We'll take that. I will burn the Ditto in order to get something up to tier 3. Ideally, though, what tier 3 are we looking for? I'd rather have Mamoswine than Walrein, but Walrein is very solid still. So, either way, not mad about it, whichever one we get, if we manage to get it. What do we want here? What are our late game ice dudes looking like? Stuff that really benefits from more ability cast. That's what it looks like. Alright, there's the Titan. He's on board, doing the Titan things. Carbink in the pool is a little dangerous. If somebody's running Deancey, we could be up against it a little bit against that thing. You hate to see it if it's there. There is a couple of decent mons. We will pick up both of those. And then I'll be more worried about leveling now in order to try to get something else on the field. Because young King Penguin is definitely an early possibility. And our bench is starting to become a little crowded. Alright, come on, Ice Cream, do your thing. Mamos cased in big, AoE. Bulbasaur getting hit in the rear line by Ice Cream nonsense. Line is trying to hold. But basic level Ice Cream just ain't seeming to be doing it. No, not when Tropius is living that long. We need stronger Ice Cream to get through to that back line. We need more Ice Cream immediately. Alright, reroll. Reroll again. Reroll again. It's more Ice Cream. Is it worth burning the Ditto in order to get Ice Cream unlocked? You know what? We roll down one more time. That's Big Penguin. What does Big Penguin replace? Can we afford to let one more round go in order to try to get this thing in on the next goal? Because I think Big Penguin will help. Yeah, I think it will. I think it'll do something. Do we get through this chunky tank is the question. I don't think we just got the rear line for it. I mean, Mamo is casting big damage, but Cutiefly is just healing so much. Alright, we are throwing big hands. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be freaking close. We need a good hit. Alright, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, we got him. And that's natural Ice Cream. Don't even gotta spend on him. We're still a little bit away from Lugia. I feel like we can roll down a little bit more. Maybe I spend a little bit on levels, though. What do we want? Maybe the Deep Sea Tooth ain't bad. Something like this. And then a magnet-based item. I wouldn't mind, like... Yeah. I would not mind some stuff. There. Yeah, because see Deep Sea Tooth on this, and then if we can get this going too, if we can get like either Reaper or some other form of crit on that thing, I think Ice Cream is actually going to be quite deadly. Ice Cream is going to be very, very good. Now, we're not guaranteed to see it, but we're setting up. Ice nice. Indeed, the ice is nice. Yeah, starting the crit build, if we can get Reaper Cloth, or we can get even Razor Claw, Razor Fang might even be better. But any of the other crit items to help this thing just steal a little bit more nonsense is going to be of the apex importance. Okay, hey, do we get rid of Soul Rock before it casts again? We do? Yeah, Soul Rock is a problem. Soul Rock is a problem. We got through it, but Soul Rock is going to be an issue. Alright, we can afford to go down to brass tacks, and then actually we'll be able to bridge the level gap, get up to Ice 7, and then slot in something. And I think the answer is probably going to be a Legendary. In the meanwhile, it'll be Big Penguin, but a Legendary will be in there. Please, what do we want to see? Like Glastrier? I don't really love Glastrier outside of a field team. When it's going real fast, that thing is not bad. Raikou is the better option, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Glastrier just wants to go super freaking fast, and if it ain't wearing, like, Nike brand sneakers, going supersonic fast, eating chili dogs on the road, it's not happy. That is not a happy horse. That horse does not like to go slow. That's another point towards Ice Cream. We will take that. We will grab a level there. We'll throw in another Big Bird on the front line. And then we roll down a little bit. The duck is lit. Unfortunately, the duck is not lit for us. Darumaka would be interesting if we were in the right region for it, but we are not. And then we got one more roll out of it. Nothing doing. But we're not that far away from Walrein with the Ditto. We could save it for Frigibax, which is also an option that I am considering strongly. Lots of tier 2 on our field. Not bad. The bird is going to be replaced shortly. Yeah, the freezes are helping though. And we get more PowerPoint generation. Alright, so this just becomes the shiny charm. That's not bad on a frontline unit. Alright, show me, I guess, something? Double Ice Portal? Show me Double Ice Mons. Show me Double Ice 7. Double Ice 7, my friends. Question is, do we swap items off of the Big Pig? Because we don't necessarily have a ground synergy, right? There is the singular best holder of the Soldu almost in the game. Yeah, okay, Big Pig, you were real nice for as long as you lasted. You're amazing, friendo, but you gotta go because I need these items back immediately. I need all this on Articuno. Immediately. Okay. Now we gotta decide what we're doing. And I think we want to get to Ice 8 is the most important thing. Although we don't have a unique Ice Mon to throw. Are we in a region for Ice? We are not. Throw that on Glaceon. Get me out of here. Lapras, take me someplace better. We're not dealing with this peasantry area. We don't deal with the peasantry. Alright. And Articuno should be throwing good freezes down. Now that it's chunkier, it's got more HP. We just need that thing to live long enough to cast freezes all freaking day. That's all this thing's job is to do. Although, it does not help if our backline gets caved in immediately. How much healing was this team receiving? Because it feels like we did a heckin' help in the damage. 1,000 healing on the Celebi. Wowee. That is a problem. But double dittos is nice. That means instant Arctibax to Frigibax. Oh no, alright, so Frigibax becomes Arctibax, becomes Baxcalibur. So that's instant Arctibax, just add water. Snorunt is also good. Snorunt is also good. You are right. You are right. Oh, you mean Snorunt is here? Oh shoot, you are very right. I didn't even see that boy there. Give me Snorunt. I'm just gonna buy it outright and hope that we have enough wherewithal to be able to get through the rest of this team. Although it's looking pretty iffy despite everything that Articuno's attempting to do. Do we get through the Kyogre? We do, and then it's just Ghoul Isopod. We should be able to take out a Ghoul Isopod 1v1. Yo, you were right, you were right, you were 1,000 times right. Dude, I don't even know. Give me the Wonder Box if we can get it, which it might not happen, but if we do. If and we do. This Smoochum. Do we even care about Jinx right now? Probably not. The Gracidia is actually maybe even better. Yeah, because Articuno's slots are all full, and our team is facing the problem of not being able just to get freezes fast enough. The question is, what boys get the freeze bonus? And I feel like something like this-ish. And then that into there, and this into there, and then throw the Gracidia down on you. Something like this. And then we gotta figure out where we're slotting the runt. Probably in for... But Penguin's such good line, right? And this thing is not set up yet. Alright, we need to get that thing leveled. I don't think we care about the Smoochum. Okay. Yep, we are... Although, that's another level towards Big Bird, I don't think we care. I do not think we actually care. Porygon, Smoochum's just showing up everywhere. There is another level towards Ice Cream, which we will indeed take. Big Articuno's throwing big Articuno stuff. We'll see if it's enough. We do get through that, and boom. Pelipper's gone. Articuno's gonna carry. Push 8? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Alright. We'll go ahead and push 8. Although I would love to get a tier 3, but you're right. That's the smarter play. Alright. Alright, we got just one more match. If we can get through it, then we go ahead and we throw everything on black. And get Snorunt in, and that'll be helpful. Although I wouldn't mind seeing our boy Snover. He'll show up too. Glalie deals. I want the Baxcalibur, dude. I want the dragon. I know Glalie's cracked, but I want the young dragon, dude. I want the tier 2 Ultra. Because I think I can luck into Snorunt into Glalie. I don't think I'm going to luck into Octobax. Alright, Articuno is throwing hands. It's not enough to get through all of this nonsense, though. And it's got the revive on it? That thing is chunky as can be. Alright, we got all the way up to 12 on that. If we don't see Octobax after this legendary fight, then yeah, we go all the way to Glalie. That's how that gets played. In the next match, I think we use our sandwiches to make sure that we live through. I think we got no choice. Yeah, get the dragon. Run behind Kuno. Okay. I gotta move. Yeah, you're right, because that thing's very tanky. But they don't... Nobody's got real line jump, right? Nobody's playing dark? I didn't see anybody that was left alive that was playing anything that was really jumpy. But sure. Yeah. Tall enemy in a line behind the target. Alright, sure. Yeah, putting it in there, that's not a bad place. This is more casts. Probably gonna be best. I mean, on the ice cream, that's also not bad. I don't even know which of the two. Alright, show me young dragon somewhere. Show me the young ultra dragon. And if we don't get it by the time we're down to 50, I ain't worried about it. Although, that is Celio. Show me something. Alright, that's Ditto, so we can go ahead and do that. And then... Didn't even get the chance. Alright. But, Walrein being on deck is going to help against this team, I think. Yeah, because it's just so chunky. It's such good front range. That was a lucky get. We'll see if it's enough. Ice cream is casting big. I mean, 380 out of the ice cream is not bad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need that thing casting rear line. I think we need that thing casting absolute rear line right now. Yeah, I think it's even more valuable than this. But you know what? We're gonna go ahead and slam. We'll get the Glalie on deck. But, I mean, that is pretty nice, too. Does this thing cast enough on its own where am I worried about it? Dude, what do you think? The roll when you saw Celio Bax was there? I didn't even see it, bro. I need to use that team planner more. But, let's see. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we'll do this. Because that's DPS. And our team is Scott Frontline. We're just lacking DPS. And right now we're relying almost exclusively on Ice Cream. It's too much to ask to be doing our entire team off of the back of one ice cream cone. Alright, now do we care about rolling down more or on just putting power into getting a 9th Mon to continue casting nonsense on stuff. Even getting the second ice cream in there. Yeah. Alright, we got more Deep Sea Tooth nonsense. Ability Shield, Gracidia Flower. This might help Celio survive a little bit more. We just need our front line to hold long enough for our rear line to do this. Because we got a lot of damage coming out, a lot of AoE nonsense. So yeah, make this dude even thicker. Make this dude nice and thickums. Yeah, I mean, this thing does good, but I mean, really what we're doing with this thing is just slowing down the pace of battle even more so. This thing facilitates just living as long as it can to throw as many snowballs in as many directions as possible to try to keep this thing alive and that thing alive. So, yeah, as long as those things can continue to cast, we're kind of in a great position. Yeah, stop that Celebi in its tracks. Keep that thing from doing nonsense. Oh, baby, did you see Delibird get into the background? Yo, straight up doing Spy. Delibird is Spy from TF2. Let's go. I think... Dude, I don't even know. I think we invest. I've been debating whether I should be rolling or investing. I think we invest and we get another ice cream. It's just too valuable. If that Celebi team gets a better front line, having a second ice cream is like... It's better. Having a second ice cream might even be better than having a Frigibax, just because if that Celebi cannot heal, it is useless. And if we keep it frozen, it's not healing. And with the stagger between the casts, because this one thing's rocking PP generation and that thing won't be, that will be double ice cream nonsense in the back row. Yeah, this will work. That will indeed work. And that's a Soldu. That is a Soldu to put on our better ice cream. Okay. Yep, that'll do. That will do. And now we just level down. Get the max, throw this thing in, and then if we get the other ice cream dream, great. If not, I mean, this is probably like last round territory, right? So there's no reason I should be holding back. Yo, show me Vanilla Lux. Show me the Lux ice cream sandwich here. Show me... That's all I'm really looking for, is the Lux ice cream. And so far, not really finding it. Might as well keep going, though. I don't think we're finding it, though. Or Ditto. I'd take a Ditto. And that's a Ditto and a Snow Runt. As much as I love the idea of the Snow Runt, I think the Ditto's more valuable. But I don't even think their team's getting through this. I don't think so. I think they're chunked. And that is game. That is a G freaking G. Alright. Yeah, ice is silly. Ice is absolutely silly. That will do. That will indeed do. Somehow we got Field 3 out of that nonsense. Somehow. So if we didn't get Articuno, the Glastrier was still an option. But there we go. And that's that. Thank you very much, 80s Arcade. Are you, let's see. Are you, playing in a game yet? Because, I would love to see what you're trying to cook up. Let's see here. I do want to try a Baby Squad game. I do at least want to do one game where I rock some Egg Friends. Also, let's see what Water in a Melon is doing. JAC and limit testing. Let's just peek and see what this dude's playing. What do you have going? This broski here. Show me what you're playing, dude.
It's the best multiplier in the game. So if you
best multiplier in the
game.
game.
Best multiplier in the game. Naturally, if you want to play Flame Orb, you want to play Artie a lot because it gives you like stuff that can mitigate it. So you can go like or Flame Orb Magmarizer and stuff. It makes sense.
Nice.
So well in this patch.
Yep,
'Cause
he's
it's just-
talking about
he looks really
artificial.
the best multiplier in the game.
That's true. I have played a couple of games with AD carries, rocking the Flame Orb Magmarizer that he's talking about. Yo, I can only imagine what I could do if I could get that on a crucial mod. Imagine going Flame Orb Magmarizer on a monster squad, dude. Or Flame Orb Magmarizer Heracross on a fighting squad. That sounds like the most crushed thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That bug would be bustin'. Yo, Mega Heracross to pack win. Mega Heracross to pack win, friends. We need it. Although its ability changes, right? It loses guts when it Mega evolves and gets Skill Link, right? So it becomes, like, stupid. I guess with access to a Rock Blast and Bullet Seed, it's not bad. I just feel like Mega Heracross is such a... Oh, I don't know. It feels like it's a waste of potential, right? Because you see that thing, you look at it, it's all bulked up. It was already a fighting type, and now it's huge. And like, oh, that's got huge power. You look at it, it's Skill Link! Like, it stopped lifting weights and it went and started programming on Microsoft XP. You know, started working in an office, answering phone calls, promoting insurance. It's like, come on, Heracross, what happened to you? You used to be cool. Back in Gen 2, you used to be cool. You were rocking with the cool kids. Skarmory was driving the car. Freaking Snorlax was the old man in the back seat cursing at the kids walking down the sidewalk. You know, you used to have a squad. It used to be fun. But then you changed, man. You changed. Alright, let's see what we got. Show me Baby Squad. Show me Baby POV. Not probably gonna get it. I will run for it. Show me Baba POV. We got it. No babies in our initial get, though. And that is potentially a problem. But that is a baby and a defensive item. We'll slot water for now. We might get water 3 early, which is not something that I'm mad about getting. But we're going to work in baby here. Are we even in a baby region? I don't think we are. No, we're in like Song region. Is Baby Dream dead on arrival? Is Baby Dream already gone? Although, Timpool is not a bad mind to try to get out of a baby spree, but we'd be relying on getting it real early, right? Though that is Baby Squadron already, and Baby can pivot to Sound or Fairy fairly easily. Do we want Long Wand or Spirit Wand? I mean, Spirit's so nice. Yeah, we go Spirit. Spirit Halloween, friends. Fairy 3, Baby 3. We rock the fairies and the babies. Although, one of the best uniques in the game is the old Hitmonchan, and you get that through Baby, right? So that's also a mon worth thinking about. This is a Soldu immediately. I don't hate seeing that. Question is, what are we building up for after? After the Baby Squad does Baby Squad things, what do we want to actually see out of this? That's the question and the problem. And the answer to that question is, I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what you're gonna get because you really could grab just about anything. You know, it's the loot box gameplay. You're taking a risk. You're trading HP in order to do loot box nonsense. But I know that if we're going fairy or if we go fighting, either way, or Sound, all of them are big ability power dudes. Well, Sound, not as much ability power as it is just regen. But like this and this is already a good combination of items. But we're not so focused on winning the old duel, right? Although, now that we have baby 3, each baby has a chance, so actually putting in an additional baby now makes a lot of sense. Yes, it hurts our economy a little bit, but it gives us just that better baby opportunity. Now, we don't want to slam items right now because we want baby to kind of ride its own train out of here. Togepi, also, if we get like Togepi too, I would strongly consider a pivot that goes into full fairy. That is what I would do. But let's see if we get lucky here. Show me an instant get of some kind. Show me something that's so good that I'm like, okay, I'm pivoting to that. Or show me nothing. That is also an option. I think Ice here has a lot of potential play. I think we just let the babies ride one more turn and then see what happens. This is regionally interesting because that can become Hisui Lilligant, right? That can absolutely become a Hisui Lily, I think. So that's a regional opportunity. Alright, show me an egg of some kind. Show me baby egg nonsense. Please. If not, I'll have to start rolling down for some stuff, and I really don't want to tank the economy that bad. I'd rather get to 6, grab another baby, throw it on the field, if that happens to be the case. Alright, we're detonated. Show me something good. Show me baby nonsense, my friend. Please. Okay, we did get an egg. What did we get? We got Poplio. That's a sound synergy. That is absolutely 100% sound synergy. So that's what we're gonna build towards. I guess we're building sound. That means this thing stays and does sound things. Let's see here. I think... Do we roll down a little bit? Yeah. We go ahead and we put Pikachu in there and we throw this out because we are done with our little loss streak. Poplio justifies quitting the baby meta and actually start trying to win here. For now, I think we can keep going with fairy meta, but now we're actually looking for Evos for these dudes. And actually, if we can Evo them, we'll be in a very strong place. We're already close to Jigglypuff, which is a very, very good Fairy-Mon immediately. And sound synergy, so... Alright, show me something. That's fairy synergy. We don't care that bad about the economy right now. This can go away. It's not happening anytime soon. That's another fairy. This is contributing towards a sound mod eventually if we can get the Politoed, which I would not be upset about seeing. That's Jiggles, already done. And that's another fairy right there, and a very good fairy, so we'll bring that into the squadron as well. Alright, so Pikachu is throwing heat. Vero is not very strong early, but that Phanpy is a crazy dude, doing crazy Phanpy things. If we make the full pivot to sound, then actually Kachu is not super necessary, so that means I can afford to slam some items on it, right? Alright, we will buy both of these dudes, and then ain't no fairy nonsense worth nothing, but this into this into this on Pikachu sounds like a recipe for utter and complete destruction. If we got that to Raichu, that could actually carry to the end of the game. It's not likely to happen, but if and it did. If and it did. Alright, do we want to roll down anymore? Do we wait for the Gary? I think we're okay with waiting for Gary here. Yeah, Fairy 3, that's good enough for what we got. I could have slotted in. I should have slotted in the Florges. But the control ain't bad either. Alright, we got through that dude. Do we manage to get through the Poly? We do. And we're through the War Turtle. That team is collapsed. Did what we gotta do. Did what we gotta do. That's another level for Poly there. Polly doing what it's got to do. Slumber Wand is interesting. I think I like Slow Wand a little bit better, though. It just can change the matter of the battle so easily. That's another level towards you. That's another level towards Sound, which we will take. That's actually Sound as well, right? We could actually start the pivot into Sound. But isn't Poplio also like a fairy as well? Alright, we need to find some more... Okay, that's big. And then I think we go down to like 20 looking for anything that we can make happen. Hatena, you are less valuable than either one of these. And then Zubat, I mean, you're okay. You're actually not that strong, though. Azurill is probably not happening. Alright, Poplio, yeah, you're a water fairy Sound. Show me... like a fairy. Show me a fairy there. Do we get the Raichu dream to happen, is the question. That is indeed the question. That is a very, very good fairy. And I think we want it. Now, who goes to the Shadow Zone for that? I don't know. Raichu Dream could still happen, but really tough Dream is more important. So, you know what? Or do we just get rid of the Citadel? I mean, that's Sound, right? Poliwhirl could also go, and Citadel could come in. Is the other option. But this thing coordinates with that so well. Does it coordinate with Citadel at all? Not really. So you can go, you're up and in, and then you're going where? For now, you're going where the Poliwhirl was sitting. And you're coming in and switching there. Okay. Should be interesting now. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with Zazu there. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the Interrupt is doing stuff. Okay, Klefki, keep casting. AoE, stop them. Lock them, pop them, and drop them. Alright, their backup mons are coming through with a swiftness, but I think we get through them. Nicely done. Chunk them. Perfect. Alright, more Zazu nonsense. Although Dancy is quite nice, I think we can quit on the Pikachu Dream in order to bring in Carbink. Then I'll be keeping the Azumarill. I mean, it just shows up, right? So, do we go down enough to try to get that to happen? The answer is probably not, but I will save up for this Ditto. Poliwhirl into Poliwrath is interesting, but we're moving away from the common area pretty soon, so that thing's probably not coming in. It would synergize quite nicely with what we got, but it just can't. I'm relying on getting too many mons in order to make that happen. Alright, so we got Fairy and Sound coming up. Hopefully we can... Yo, that Leafeon is living forever off of that grass bonus, dude. Living forever off of that. Alright, what do we got? Ditto can do Ditto things. Let's just go ahead and lock that dude for a little while. Okay, we've got options. What do we want? Maybe another Shell Bell to help that front line a little bit. Something like this. Would be great on like the DNC if we can manage to get it. Wouldn't mind it. With the Diamond Storm possibility. Throw that down and then yeah, we're waiting on that. But yeah, if we can grab the Antsy, that would be very nice. If we can slot Poplio in and get the sound synergy going, that would also be quite apex for us. Let's find out. Let's see if this legend is indeed apex. Oh, Tracking's getting a little scary there. Hold on. I need to crank on a little more light. Alright. There we go. Model tracking should be a little bit tighter now. Show me. Wow, Ludicolo on a fire type Ludicolo. Actually kind of scary. That thing's actually a little bit scary. Yo, show me an evolution. How much longer do you gotta do? You barely even started growing. Togetic, I do like to see that, dude. Is it better? It's better than the Florges. You are objectively better. And then this is fine, and then we want to pump up the jam. Yeah, something like this makes some sense. Pikachu's probably going away in order to make other things happen. Like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Oh, why did I slot that already? Maybe because I was planning on switching something out. It should not have already been kitted. Why did I do that? I should have just been holding it. Alright, so be it. Alright, this floral team is got the Vespiquen going, so that's a lot of nonsense on their side. Yeah, they're crushing through us pretty good. We gotta get the other fairy synergies up and going. Alright, show me more fairy synergy and get the Antsy in there. Before we get croaked here. Alright. Now we should be 8 away, so we'll go ahead and we'll buy down into that. We'll get the Antsy going. Give me the... Give me the Surround Wand. It's not bad. And then, what are we looking for in our old roll down pool? Antenna? Maybe. Maybe because it replaces Pikachu in the front line if we absolutely have to. There's Carbink. Is it worth it just to go full Diancie? And I think the answer is, right now, it is. Just the ants on them. We'll go for Ability Power, and now Brion is on the take, too. We'll roll down a little bit and see if we can't get the other missing component for this. If we can't, then we throw the Ditto. Alright, Ditto is getting thrown, so that's Ditto onto you. Boom, that's the Antsy kitted. Then it could go Anomicon or Ability Shield. I actually don't mind the idea of like Ability Shielding this thing. Getting it nice and chunky. And then we want to get Brion in. That's the next mod. As a matter of fact, does it come in for Zazu? I think it does. Is that thing not, Okay, Dancy is doing some things. Yo, you didn't come in for the Zazu, did you? No, you did not. No, you did not. You did not come in for the Zazu like I was asking you to do. Do we care about Fairy Floral? You know, honestly, I don't think we care that much about Florges at all. But it is another Fairy synergy, right? In case we come across it, so... we throw something like this down, and then we got Fairy and Sound on lock, which is not bad. And then this thing will become Primarina eventually. To the target and adjacent enemy Pokemon. Cure burn from all adjacent allied Pokemon. Yeah. We're starting the cruise. Pikachu's still our best frontline option here for doing damage and cutting into the enemy HP, so we'll just continue to let it do its thing. Wild Team is doing its thing. We're getting a lot of value out of locking them down. Hopefully Pikachu actually gets enough value to do slowdown options. Slow this thing down. Yeah, slowing down the pace of battle is doing a lot of stuff here. Get them turned right down. Turn the heat down. It's too hot in here. Turn it right down. Alright. The Pikachu dream is not dead, but I don't think it's worth pursuing. This makes a certain kind of sense to throw on the Clef Key. It does love AD and it does love speed. So these two things together should be able to form a little bit of AD carry nonsense on that old Clef Key. Yup. Get it doing some better damage, which will help. Throw this on, get Clef Key kitted. We'll buy the Pichu just because it's a 1 cost, and that keeps us from having to worry about it too bad. What are we looking to add back in? Maybe the Hatena is kind of what we're looking in order to pad out the front line a little bit. I think that's the idea. Economy's looking halfway decent. HP's not looking so great, but we are managing to cook them a little bit, so. Okay, that's a water team. Wiglet's going to be bouncing around between dudes, so that thing going down early is quite good, actually. That's water dragons. That team is water dragons. They're not strong yet, but they're rounding out to be very, very strong. Water dragon is one of the best combos that you can bring in. As far as what I'm cooking here, I have no idea what this team is actually shaping up to be, but I like it. Alright, throw the Zazu in there. Get more Interrupt. We're looking for Fairy Synergy 8. I thought about bringing in the Hatena, but the Zoo is just probably superior. Yeah, Klefki's hitting hard with those ADs. If we can get more magnet stuff on it, I will throw that on there, but I really don't know what we're looking for 100%. That's Dragon Monster, which is... how dangerous is it? We don't have a lot of throwaway disposable units in our front row, and we got a lot of Interrupt, so I feel like that team is actually not that scary for us yet. Once they get their legendary, it will be. But for now, shouldn't actually be that bad. This is a very, very good fairy. Show me a little more leveling, because I'd love to put that thing in. How long until you are... one more match and then your Prim Arena? That's gonna be quite nice. Getting the Prim and proper Marina on deck is going to be very, very nice. Question is, what fairy are we getting? Wouldn't mind doing the Pheasantipity. Xerneas is also an option that I wouldn't turn down. Yeah, all that's fine. Show me something that I can work with. And then Pikachu might have overstayed its welcome. We'll see what it is. If it's frontline like Pheasantipity, then we'll swap it. If it's not, then we'll see. We'll play around that option. It's another little fairy friend. We'll burn some points here. Burn that. Show me Fairy Floral. Gives us a very strong chance at Zern. I wouldn't be mad to see Luzerne, but we just don't have much of a front row. That's the only problem with that. That we just don't have front row. Alright, show me Fairy. Alright, our floral option is Shaman. We do not have a Gracidia flower lying around. What's our fairy option? Just this dude. I mean, that's front row, right? And that's what I was asking for? Some front row nonsense? I guess, like, temporarily Zazu can come out in order to make Zacian go in? Something like that. And then give it the barb, make it bigger. And then we see what happens with the good old chunky Zaci. Sassy Zaci. And actually, I might swap some items around. Give the blue orb in the no. I give the Shell Bell and the Soul Dew to that, and then I give the Blue Orb to Diancie, and then, yeah, something like that, maybe. Well, I guess it depends on what the item setup is, because Pikachu's still going to be putting in a lot of early work, right? And Zacian needs an item slot open. So, I guess we'll find out. Marina is throwing big hands from the back row. Togetic is frontlining for reasons. Alright, and we got him. Babies and gentlemen, we got him. Okay, that's a Florges doing Florges things. How are we doing on levels? We are close. We are close to being able to throw a Zoomeril back in. Or we could go for... what? Cutie Fly? Is the interrupt better or the healing better? I feel like our front line could benefit from a little more healing, actually. Zazu's great, don't get me wrong. The slowdown is a big part of this. But I don't know. I feel like Cutie Fly offers just a little bit of something extra to make sure that we survive long enough to make big plays happen. Plus, it's going to be easier to get Cutie Fly up to spec, right? Cutie Fly into Ribombee. So, but either way, this level up gets us to Fairy 8, which is a huge amount of power boost. Wish we had another bug that we could synergize something with. Is what it is, though. Chunking down Volcanion was real nice. Alright, there's another level towards that tiny fairy baby, which we did get. Wonder Box is interesting. I don't know that we could slot it onto anything. Yo, give me the... okay, we don't get the Shell Bell either. Fairy is interesting. I guess Protective Pad makes a certain kind of sense. And then that kits onto Zacian with its Sacred Sword, and then makes it immediately chunky. With Ribombee support, this thing might actually be able to stay alive. Something like this. And then give us the Whirlwind one, I think. Teleported. Throw a Whirlwind that makes all the units in its path fly away. It's interesting. Special damage on hit, have a 5% chance to teleport. I'm gonna go Warp Wand. I'm gonna try Warp. Both of them are quite good. Ditto is the distraction, though? Excuse you? Alright, we want to push these dudes all the way into the abyss as quickly and as often as we can. It is coming down to the absolute limits here. Alright, Sunkern. Yeah, that was just a Zerg swarm. Look at all the mons that they brought. That was a lot of nonsense here. We'll go ahead and buy into the Raichu Dream, I guess. We don't really need another unit on the field, is the thing. We kind of just need levels for what we got. I will buy in where it matters. Togepi, do we actually care about this thing set up? No, we don't care about any of those dudes. We're looking for exclusively what we got working right here. Cutie Fly, though? That's a good man. Show me some sort of crazy nonsense. Hatena, you're nothing to me. That's more towards the Pichu Dream. That's a Togetic. And that's Ribombee. We'll lock that in. Okay, yeah. Now we gotta go big. You know what? Yeah, lock that, but then we're rolling down all the next time for levels. We don't have a choice now. Now it's do or die mode. Getting Raichu would be very nice. Getting a few things wouldn't be bad. Do we go... I think we go down to 50 here. Looking for... Ralts is interesting. Ralts is interesting, but I don't think it helps us enough. Not more so than, like, Togetic. Croc would be interesting if we were able to get all the way up to it. I don't think that's going to be a thing. Another level for Togetic. Raichu and Togetic Dreams are both incredibly real right now. And we'll be able to roll down hard to try to make those two happen. I think... Oh man, that PvE fight is going a little bit crazy. Alright, we should get Zacian's sword for this, right? Give me the amount of special damage blocked is inflicted back. Give me the sword on him. Give me the lens on you. Give me this, and now we roll. Now we roll like there's no freaking tomorrow. Show me levels on stuff. That's not terrible. There is more Baby Dream. What do we want to get rid of that? Do we get rid of the Jigglypuff Dream for that? Meryl, you are not coming to this party. Hopefully we live through this enough. There is a young... What? Jigglypuff is furthest away. That's a Raichu immediately. Yeah. And now we're just looking for Togetic, right? Show me Togetic. Alright, that ain't none of these dudes doing that much for us. Show me a Ditto or Togekiss. There we go. Now we're only really looking for one Mon, right? To get going. Alright, we're going full Fairy Steel nonsense. This is as good as this team gets, I think. Alright, we're up against the Dhelmise team. We got through that dude very quickly. Yeah, Zacian is putting in work now. Geez, just so much fairy nonsense that we gotta try to get through. But we did. Perfect. That dude's dusted. Are we gonna have enough to be able to level up and just slot another Jigglypuff in? Because having another Mon on the field might just be worth it. Interesting. That thing's showing up. Marowak makes the next PvE fight more difficult. Alright, I can afford to get another blue orb, which I think I do. I think I just go for another blue orb and throw that onto the Clef Key. We need to stop them from casting. Our damage is fine. It's enemy casts that are doing nonsense to us, so another blue orb helps mitigate that extremely well. Alright, there that thing goes. Now, do we invest in level, or do we invest in roll down and try to get eggs doing its thing? And the answer is I don't know. The answer is a strong I don't know. You know what? I think I do. Oh, that's a Mon. That is a Mon that we are indeed looking for. And that might actually replace something if we get it. Which is not a guarantee. We will roll down hard to try to find Igglybuff or more instances of that dude. Honestly, not looking like we're finding much though. Though we are cooking this dude a little bit. Show me something. We guarantee a second place placement. If we can afford to get Chansey on deck, that's Chansey on deck. Alright, Chansey, you are a Fairy Gourmet normal. That would give us normal 3. Who's gotta go? How much healing is Rabambi doing? Like, a little bit? Chansey's probably better here than Rabambi. Probably a little bit better. Yeah. Yep. Alright, and then what do we want? Like green orb on something? Help with the healing a little bit? I think we go green orb. And then Rabambi's amazing. I would love to switch out Jigglypuff, but Rabambi's gonna have to be the one that gets replaced. We get normal 3 on board. We get this going. The Silk Scarf gives shield. We'll also give that to you to hopefully let you live long enough to cast. And then we're just looking for Jigglypuff nonsense, right? That's the mon that we would like to focus down. We'll see if this is enough. Show me something. No. Alright. Do we manage to get through a lot of this? Looks like a lot of their big mons have already gone down. Okay, come on, keep slashing, Zacian. You just gotta get in on Vespiquen. And he did. And then Vespiquen comes back real fast from the revive, but it ain't enough. Not with Raichu all heckin' chunked up. That's Eagles. That's happening. We don't care about more happenings. We care about Eagles, and I didn't even see it. I was too zoned in on what we were looking at. Show me another level for Igglybuff here. There's a level for Eggs. We'll lock it, although whatever the result of this one is, if we lose, you know? But, yeah. Either way, it's been one heck of a match. And we got a bot in the chat. I just gotta get rid of that thing real fast. Chunk that down. Okay, game is struggling to calculate all the things that are going on. I think the blue orbs are indeed helping a little bit. Raichu goes down way early, though. Yeah, I think he restructured his team a little bit, and that was enough. Alright, second place, though. Not bad. I don't think Wigglytuff saves that build, but that was good enough. Okay. Ladies and gentle ladies, fellas of all ages, thank you for joining me today for a little Pokemon Auto Chess. I was going to try to switch to Pokopia, but unfortunately trying to see why Twitch is utterly and completely broken as far as my notifications and alerts goes took up way too much time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up our boosters. We earned 2 boosters today. Natural boosters. Let's see what we got. Nuzleaf Shiny. Dragapult. Brazen, Manaphy, Watchog, Venonat, Carbink, Clauncher, Galarian Corsola, and Regigigas. Big gig. Also, fun fact, Shiftry with the red mask is like a traditional Tengu mask looking son of a gun. So, fun trivia there. I do enjoy Shiftry. It's one of my favorite shinies. So, Low Kicks, Deerling, Raboot, Beedrill, Quilava, Chespin Shiny, Charizard, Beedrill, Gulpin, and Dedenne. I do like Autumn Shiny Chespin. I do like that quite a bit. But that's it for us, ladies and gentleladies and fellas of all ages. Thank you for joining me here today on the Foxhound Show. Man, it has been a banger of an episode today. We got a lot done. Let's check our old profile real fast, see what our ELO went up to. 1036. Solid work. Solid work, everybody. Well, with that, I wish you all an excellent night, and I promise you that I will see all of you again on the very next episode of the... Oh, geez, what was it? The next episode of the regular show? No. The next episode of the dog show? No, it's closer. It's the next episode of the Foxhound Show. Good night, every heckin' body.